It's the podcast that faked its own death on a train, only to find out all the other passengers planned to kill them anyway? Yikes! It's Power Word Roll.
Last time on Power Word Roll.
Why? Just tell us why.
Get in the bloody ravine!
I'd like to decide that I speak Yeti.
No, they're a monster.
I have Yeti written
Yes!
here.
You're convincing the Yetis to leave home.
Maybe Mama's not very nice to us.
As you're hanging onto this bridge, you start to see a figure emerging from the bottom of the ravine. This crone-like woman, covered in tattered rags. Has anyone seen my boys?
Was it a hag?
Mysteriously behind her, a massive book opens.
Yes!
Nine.
Well done! Holy shit!
Nice.
Vanished.
I was hoping to send a letter. Those Yeti are planning to go down to the town and eat everyone.
Yeah?
Yes, I'm feeling a little guilty about it.
Would you mind doing us a favour, old chum?
Hurry up.
I've got an important owl meeting at 3.
It's very busy. Oh no, more of this. You managed to find sleep despite it being utterly freezing. And the morning is even colder, and you realise that the snow has piled up to be about as high as your snow wall before, so you're going to have to sort of dig out to escape.
Why is it colder in the morning when snow's a really good insulator?
Well, it's colder in the morning just because your body feels it's colder in the morning
Yeah, you haven't been
when
moving.
you sleep outside.
You're a liar, and a
Because
thief,
you-
and a brigand, and I hate you.
It's colder in the morning because...
Excuse me, he knows hiking. Conrad looks very upset at me and
Distraught.
resigned, actually, almost.
It's colder in the mornings because your body has been asleep for longer and it hasn't needed its full functions, and as it's gearing up, it's getting warmer.
But wouldn't the temperature inside this little outcrop be warmer, considering we've had a big...
Oh yeah, but I'm saying
insulation
as you
now?
dig out, it's colder.
Okay, you know what's weird? Is this guy was like, I'm going to take these people into the woods and kill them. Better give them a nice coat, though.
I wanted you to trust him.
Oh, okay.
Also, remember, he didn't get his
That
last
didn't
coat.
work, did it?
He also didn't get his last coat back.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't get his last coat back, yeah.
No, he's not getting this
my
one back
wife.
either.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to maintain a business and my wife keeps eating all my coats.
So you pull yourselves out of where you've been sleeping and you pack up all your things, and you can see just over the top in the distance the temple.
Let's hope that curse he mentioned was just the weird witch woman, and not actually a real curse.
I think if there's a curse, he was probably it.
Yeah.
We're just like, well,
You go, crazy.
And so you sort of continue to trek out and you go through the snow and you're wading through it. For Greg, it's kind of okay. It's knee to thigh height. For the two of you, you're actually having to shift it out of the way to keep moving.
no, we make Greg go first
Yeah.
and then just walk in his trail.
Oh, right, yeah. Eventually, it sort of goes more and more, and you can see it.
I have a shovel. I'm going to be shoveling it in front of me.
Okay.
I have a shovel.
You
Don't
might-
ask me why, but it's there. So I have a shovel. I'm just shoveling it to the
he's-
side.
Like a dad with a driveway.
Truly.
Yeah.
You make it further up the mountain until there's an area that is rockier more than snowy, and actually you can now stand, and it's only really up to the height of your shins, and
Oh, that's better.
I like this now. I'm enjoying this.
you see around the place, as you're looking ahead, there are just statues, it seems, in a vague humanoid, icy shape. Just lots of them around the place.
Are they frozen dudes?
They're just see-through.
So are they made of ice or stone or what?
They're made of ice.
Made of ice.
There's like these ice sculptures roughly hewn to look humanoid vaguely.
Greg's going to go up to one, the nearest one, and just examine it.
I'm gonna put up my detect magic again.
Conjuration magic and necromancy is present in all of these.
Cool. Greg, wait, don't touch them. They're, I don't know, conjuration stuff and
I don't know what that means.
necromancy.
What?
Be careful.
I will be careful, Kia. And then gives a look to Ayun going, I don't know what she's doing. And then I look at this thing. What check can I perform?
An investigation or arcana check.
I will do an Arcana check because I have the same +0 modifier on both. 4.
To you, it just seems like a nice statue, and there's
And
several
hit
ice
it with the
statues.
shovel.
Okay,
The
and
butt of the shovel just like...
a bit of ice. chips off. It's solid ice.
Hit it more.
Okay, so make an athletics check for me. See how hard you hit it.
Natural 20, so that's 27. So I'm just going hit.
And its head just comes clean off.
I keep hitting.
He wants to obliterate it.
I want this one to be gone.
Breaks up into ice.
Looks like it's just ice.
Maybe something else triggers it?
Do you want me to just go and destroy these one by one? And not that they're just ice.
Actually, yes. Yeah, go on.
Okay, everyone stay with me.
Kia, your passive perception. You just notice from the corner of your eye behind you, there are more.
There's loads more have just appeared behind where we came from. They weren't there before.
And Greg, as you're walking over...
Well, I'm just going to stop and look around and go, and then take a step back and weird.
We go back to back.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be time for a little zhuzhage magic. Do you want to cover your ears? And I can't shatter.
Oh!
Yeah.
Fair, okay.
You're like, I hate this fucking spell. And I'm like, I like this spell.
Yeah,
Shatter is
okay,
good.
so what is that?
Just enough to get us through this area, I think.
Basically, yeah.
Cool. They take 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save, but
What's
if they're
the save?
made of stone, crystal, metal, constitution, they have
I-
disadvantage.
That obviously includes ice, so it
Yeah.
would be... It's a natural 1.
15.
We all had 13 hit points. So all of these shatter, and you realise in some of them, there were bodies.
I feel bad now. I've
and
desecrated some corpses.
Wow, imagine if the one I had done had a body in it.
It seems
Jesus.
it seems like they were frozen in, but they all look shocked and startled.
They're like, oh, it's chilly in here.
Have more popped up around us?
No, because you've been looking in all directions because you went back to back.
Oh no, so we don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
We just have to shuffle everywhere like this now.
Oh, this is Weeping Angels.
Yeah.
Weeping Angels, do you want to do an investigation check?
Yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
that. Natural 20.
You know these things from the Feywild. Once again, they seek warmth. These are ice spirits. They are endlessly cold, and so they disguise themselves as statues and then basically creep up on travellers and encase them in ice, stealing their warmth until they die.
I actually have seen these quite a lot because we use them at parties. So it's like the good. Sorry.
Yeah,
You use them at parties. Yeah,
It just
explain this.
no. That just threw me. That was all.
We use them at parties like Blind Man's Buff. So like, what time is it, Mr. Wolf? Like we use them for that. And we're like, and then like you have a
And you
caller.
might die.
It's Feywild.
It's
Feywild.
Funny. Yeah, how funny.
They're living, aren't they?
They're constructs.
Fantastic. There are bodies in some of them.
Oh, I've seen these.
What?
We use them for parties in the Feywild. It's a game. By the way, you have to keep looking at them. You can't look at me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think both Kira and Greg started to
Quickly
turn,
went,
and then you went, oh no.
And then you just see another, more of them have crept
Yeah, just
out
look.
of the corner of your eye.
So what happens in the game, don't do this, is you turn away and they try and creep up on you. And so you have to get to a location before they catch you all. It's a lot of fun. Some people do die, but you just have to get better at it.
This sounds like your other Feywild games that are not fun. Not fun at all.
I think it's just one of those things after you've been playing rock, paper, scissors for a certain number of years, you have to liven it up somehow.
Making it lethal?
You do what you do, we do what we do. The important thing is that they are searching for warmth. So you warmed up Greg's jumper earlier, right?
Yeah.
You need to warm up a body.
How far away is the nearest body?
Fully about 20 feet.
Okay, everyone, let's walk over here.
You all
Come
shuffle.
with me. Shuffle over to the body. Greg sees
Rotate to get to the...
yeah, I see. We rotate round. Greg picks up the body and just gross. Warm it up, and I'll throw it over there.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, it's quite well preserved, considering it's been in ice this whole time.
Kia casts prestidigitation, which I struggle to say every time, to warm another cubic foot of non-living material for an hour, and then...
Nice and toasty.
So kind of warm the surface around the body,
Yeah.
and then...
And then you're going to throw it?
Ugh. We shuffle round till Greg's facing
away
the way
from the
that we
temple.
just came from, and just chucks it 10 feet. Not that far, just a little bit. Just chucks it a little way away.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do they do anything?
Not
or...
They're
while we're
still.
looking.
Okay, that's
so
fine.
let's back up to the door.
What door?
Temple. Towards the
We
temple.
at the temple door.
It's a little ways up. It's a, little a short run away.
We can go the entire thing shuffling like this, and then we don't even need to do anything.
So let's just shuffle a bit further.
Yes.
I can do that a couple of more times. I don't know.
Warm up a couple more. Just over there. Okay, let's shuffle backwards. Then we'll all close our eyes on a 3, and then we'll open and see if it's working. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. And we open our eyes.
You see
Also, just a note. We all actually did that.
In person, we're all closing our eyes.
You all open your eyes and you see that these icy statues have all descended upon like vultures, the warmed corpses. They sort of gathered around them in a circle, all trying to go for it first.
Wow, that's terrifying. That is not nice.
But it worked.
Okay.
We could try it with a couple more.
Yes, go on. Light up a couple more and then we'll start running.
Should we shuffle further back?
Yes, okay. Shuffle.
And you warm up more corpses.
Hey!
And then do you just make a run for it?
Yeah, we
I
both.
think after we kind of a little way away from them, we just sprint away.
Turn and bolt.
That is an amazing use of prestidigitation. The session, man. This is a session.
Somebody was asking, like, if you could choose a cantrip to have, and everyone was like, prestidigitation.
Mending.
I like thaumaturgy a lot.
Mending. I could be a
Mage
repairman
hand.
really
Mage
easily.
hand is very
Mage
good.
hand's a good one.
Yeah, but
Mending actually makes money.
Yeah.
Easy make money with
Like
mending.
mending, I could just work for the rest of my life as a repairman. It would be great.
Eldritch Bolt.
That's true. It does depend what you're doing.
It's kind of a real life supervillain.
I was going to
Eldritch
say,
Bolt.
I live to just have Vicious Mockery on tap.
You do, darling.
Ah, yeah.
Anyway,
And I'm just now checking cantrips.
I mean, Druidcraft is quite. It's just
Friends.
you can tell
Friends
the weather.
is-
You're a great
Friends.
weatherman.
Friends is good. Actually, that's true. A lot of
Friends,
them.
they know that afterwards, after a while.
A lot of them do lend themselves to employable skills.
Yeah, like I'd say prestidigitation is one of the least employable.
I don't know.
cantrips.
You make a pretty good magician.
Cleaning. You could, and you could clean stuff.
Cleaning.
Oh yeah, but it only
Instant
lasts an hour.
cleaning.
But also you can just create fake money for an hour.
Minor illusion. You could do the same. You can be an excellent con man with minor illusion.
Yeah.
it's not that we're all
You can
like...
be, sorry, and I quote, you can be an excellent con man with literal real life magic.
Okay. It's really interesting
Yeah.
that you guys went to like, how can I,
Because you were
take
saying- you
people's
were-
money,
you-
whereas
you
I'm
were
like,
saying-
I can fix things.
Yeah,
Still
but
taking
like,
people's money.
you're like, I want to be a repairman for the rest of my life, even though I have actual fucking magic.
Shocking grasp. Done. Don't care. I just look at the cantrips. One last comment on that. Spare the dying.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, no.
You'd be a great paramedic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be the paramedic. You rock up and they go, ugh, and you just go,
Boop. You're okay.
I
you
mean,
just go
you still,
unconscious.
like, you're like, you still need a lot of care.
Oh god,
but you ain't dying.
You're not gonna die, yeah.
As long as you get there before they've already died.
Yeah, absolutely. They could be like bleeding out just like seconds away and you just go, or be an excellent cult leader with
Ooh,
Sacred
very
flame.
good. Oh no, I was going to say spare the dying.
What would be the least useful? Light?
No, because you can just make like magical lights.
Yes.
It's still good.
True
think
strike.
True
True
strike.
strike.
True strike is pretty bad.
Unless,
No, true strike.
baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely become the best cricket player, baseball player ever.
Yeah.
Tennis player.
No,
Yeah.
you're just a coach. You're just like... If
You just go, shh. And
You
then,
got it, buddy. Go
It's
on.
like guidance and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You go,
yeah.
it'd be used to see, well,
Oh, actually, I'd really like guidance.
What about Druidcraft? What's Druidcraft? Like making flowers
Druidcraft?
bloom and stuff.
Yeah,
Making
make
flowers
flowers
bloom and stuff.
bloom.
You can make anything grow.
You can see the weather
You
in
can,
a little
you
kind of...
you instantly know the weather. So you can make
You
a
know the
killing as a
weather for the
weatherman.
next 24 hours.
Acid splash, poison spray, kind of ray of frost, firebolt, because they're just like,
Like they're...
I feel like
useful in
poison
combat.
spray is pretty bad.
all you can do is really like, it's just like kill or hurt. other
Poison
people,
spray isn't
that's
even
it.
good in D&D.
Yeah. I liked watching Annie try and use it many, many times.
And so as you warm up these corpses, you all turn and book it into the snow, Greg rapidly shoveling out of the way. You sort of see, every now and again when you turn back, more of them descending upon these corpses. And you push through and you run towards it, and eventually you start to see the giant, ornate structure of the temple before you. This thing is huge, this temple. Its majesty enrapturing. You can see it's encased in a thick layer of ice that seems almost opalescent in the sunlight.
Is the door encased in ice as well?
It appears to be, yes.
Is it like when water's flowing and it freezes and you end up with, it's not like harsh ice, it's just a very like gentle kind of coating?
Yes, exactly, over everything. You can see that it's ornate, it's massive, it's definitely in sort of this ancient elvish style, which Ayun very much seems like the kind of architecture you're used to in the Feywild.
I'm like, this is my house. This is my favourite Airbnb.
Looking at it, it seems odd for all of you. Like there's something off about the place, something you can't quite pin down.
I think Greg like stops everyone, puts his hands out and goes, It might be an illusion. I don't think it's an illusion. No,
No.
sorry. Something just feels weird.
Good
No,
thought.
I'm getting that same it feels weird thing.
Oh, thanks, guys.
It seems like the size of it doesn't add up. Like it's too big and too small at the same time.
Is it bigger on the inside?
You don't know.
Not inside.
Smaller on the inside.
Whoa!
You don't know.
I don't remember the artist, but the one with all the different doors and...
Escher.
So,
Escher-esque.
kind of. Some kind of extra spatial thing going on that your characters don't have the understanding
Yeah.
of physics to comprehend.
But they look at it and they feel like it's like something isn't right where it's sitting in the three-dimensional world. It's not
doesn't
animate.
quite
It's
fit.
the elephant's legs are at the top, but the ones at the bottom, and you can't count how many.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's that kind of vibe, but you can't pin what's wrong. And you just see these encased ice doors. Seems to be some kind of ancient wood that's the same grade mummified wood as the tree stumps down below in the town.
Do you want to do anything? Or
I mean, I was going to have my detect magic up.
It seems to be magical, yes. Similar eldritch kind of magic to what you're used to.
Dad?
Greg's gonna walk up and tap on the ice, just give it a little knock to see how sturdy it feels.
It's pretty sturdy, but you reckon you could probably break through it.
Then he's gonna give a firm knock. Hello, anyone in?
The layer of ice between you and the door means that the knock just is kind of absorbed by the ice.
I'm gonna try and punch through the ice. Is that a bad idea?
Do it!
Okay. And then Greg leans back and then leans forward and punches.
Okay, make a melee attack, you get advantage because you're breaking something.
27.
It was 25 to break it by hand.
Nice.
I expected you to do
Nice.
it with your flaming greatsword, but...
But it's not flaming, it's just +1. Ugh, we're punching through the
Yeah,
ice.
you just punch through layer after layer. We're bit after bit of ice, you're breaking it away, tearing it off until basically... And then the ice around the doors kind of just shatters and then falls like snow around you.
And after all the ice is gone, Greg's gonna kick in the door as well.
And it opens into a large empty chamber.
Can I
and
kick the door off its hinges? Is that possible?
It's a bit too big.
Okay, fine.
But you can kick it aside and it sort of slams into a pillar on the
I
inside.
guess that'll do.
And you just see your shadow silhouetted in the light poking through from the doorway, leading onwards into the room into what seems to be a long corridor.
Looks like we're in.
Well done. That was it's quite impressive.
It's alright. I'm Greg
All
clicks his
that
neck.
time in the arcane clink really gave you some time to work out, huh?
Greg looks at his knuckles and goes, yeah, really, tempered them.
So, are you going to head inside?
Yes.
I was actually going to see if my snake can see a bit further.
Ooh, yes, I'll let you do that. And Greg,
Sorry.
steps out of the way and just goes, ooh,
Hate the snake.
gross.
Please don't kill it this time.
I'll think about it.
He's on thin fucking ice.
Get it?
The snake slithers down from below your hat and works your way down.
It's so weird that you're just like, there's a snake in my hat.
Your snake is in your hat, vibing.
Works its way down your arm and slithers inside into the big empty space. You can see that the structure of the place, there's lots of pentagons. The whole place has an air that it's crystalline structure, so that everything has a crystalline structure. Even these pillars are sort of like basalt, but made of the same white, sort of shiny stone. The whole area glistens slightly with what light is coming through windows that don't appear from the outside. As you look through your snake's eyes, you sort of make your way in further and down the corridor, and the corridor becomes mistier and mistier.
I think that you've seen that there's no immediate threat. Maybe we should just go in.
The first bit looks alright, and then it gets real misty. But it seems okay that far.
Okay, I give her a little hand squeeze to let her know that we've heard her.
I might keep looking through my snake if you're okay to sort of guide me a bit down while we get going.
Of course.
Sure.
Greg lifts her up.
Just like
You
carries her.
just
That
feel
works.
being lifted up. And do you two head inside then?
Yeah, I'll step in first.
Yeah.
And it seems like a big empty chamber. You hear the echoes of your footsteps as you enter. It's not as cold in here as you would expect. As you're looking up, you can really see this because of the snake's vision being mostly in heat vision, but you can see that through these windows that don't appear from the outside, you see a swirling kind of rainbow vortex almost.
Ah, it's an LGBTQIA friendly temple.
The best kind. And so you can see that there's this sort of rainbow light that is making its way through, again with the sort of crystalline kind of windows diverting it and dissecting the light so it spins like almost like a disco ball, kind of different colours. Just dimly, though. And it's sort of regularly swirling, sort of in a sort of consistent way.
Oh, this hurts my eyes. It's hard to look at.
I really hate disco. Have I seen anything like this before?
No.
Okay.
Can I please do a nature check? Hey, 22.
You know this isn't natural. Can you make an Arcana check?
A 9.
Never come across something like this before.
This isn't a normal phenomenon. This is something weird.
Okay.
Maybe magical?
I think it's definitely it's more than what it should be. Do you understand what I mean? Like it's
Yes.
Yeah.
The light in here shouldn't be acting like this, but something's propelling it forward.
sort of, yeah.
It seems like the rainbow stuff, whatever it is, it's not quite a liquid, nor a gas, nor light. It functions in some other way.
It's a plasma.
I was having that exact same thought.
But still, you can see the corridor ahead, and the snake slithering down it.
As the snake goes further into the mist, can it see anything?
The corridor starts to twist, and the snake starts to walk on the side as it twists, and then on the roof,
It's hella Escher.
and round, and it's twisting in a sort of corkscrew pattern very slowly.
I think unless Kia says anything, we're going to just follow.
And as you're sort of following, this starts to happen to you as well.
Kia will probably just go, still seems safe, but weird. Like, the whole corridor starts to twist.
And we're like, oh, it goes left.
Do
Great.
we experience that, like, walking on the side of the wall?
Yes, it feels weird. It feels like you're walking out of kilter with gravity.
Yeah.
Your body is in a physical space on the flat plane of Svasara, and you're experiencing the gravity of another place at the same time.
Ayun and Ayun turns around, and we're both standing there on a 45-degree angle. This doesn't feel right.
I think once I get upside down, what happens if I jump up, therefore down?
You jump, and then you land back on the roof.
Because I'm using like 2 different types of gravity, is my jump slowed?
Nope.
Okay.
Go to put out like an empty, unlit torch and just while on the roof, toss it as hard as possible to the floor. Does it come back? Does it hit the floor and then go back again?
It hits what is to you the roof, and comes back as if you had thrown it. So although you feel like you're out of kilter with Svasara's gravity, the universe seems to function with its own gravity in here. So the floor is the floor, the roof is the roof, no matter what angle you're at. And although you have an awareness that this is wrong, and you can see that it's weird, it nonetheless functions that way.
This is very strange.
Yes, it's not hurting us. Do any of you get motion sickness?
I think I might be starting to. Let's speed up the pace.
Okay.
And so as you're continuing around, eventually your snake seems to reach a really tall wall.
Looking around, is there anything else there except literally just coming to the end of a corridor with a wall?
Lots of big windows with this rainbow swirling energy behind.
There just seems to be a wall up ahead. I'm gonna come back now.
Okay. I have an idea. Can you catch me?
Yes, hold on, let's get there first. Then,
Sure.
Like, what do we see when we all arrive at the wall now?
Oh, Greg,
Yeah.
you can put me down now.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Thank
Sorry, Kia.
You can see ahead of you there's a stark wall, and as you look up, it just goes up and up and up for a near, almost endless, until you see there's just another doorway right at the top, an impossible amount of space away.
Is the doorway on what we would be perceiving as the roof, or is the doorway parallel to us on the floor?
It's on the roof.
On the roof.
I take a few steps backwards.
Mm-hmm.
I run up and I do a tuck jump and then push my feet at the wall.
Mm-hmm. And your feet just attached to the wall.
All right.
Hold on. One second. Stand there, Ayun. Grayson will walk up and just like 2 hands around Ayun's like arms and pull him off the wall.
Gravity adjusts, and suddenly you're with the rest of them.
It's good, huh?
Greg puts one of his right leg up against the wall, and then just like goes to do a stepping motion.
And
if I fall over, I'm going to be really upset.
And your gravity changes to be on the wall.
Oh, I hate this.
It might be better for the big changes to just close your eyes and do it. It makes it a bit easier. And Ayun just does another jump onto the wall. Do you want a hand up?
I'm not sure. Kia kind of just sort of crouches down onto the floor and basically lies on the floor before putting her feet on the wall.
Bum shuffles.
And your gravity shift.
Oh, this is
that's so
really
weird. That's so... I hate that. Yeah, you're on the floor, and then you touch your legs to it, and then suddenly you're just leaning against it. But then you just...
it's like you're leaning on a wall. And then
Non-Euclidean geometry is great fun.
Greg just jogs up to the wall, the door,
And
just
so
starts jogging.
Far
you
away,
realise
but
it's so distant. But as you're walking up, the difference in distance between the 2 points narrows rapidly, like the space between the roof and the floor becomes so much smaller the further you get to the centre. It's as if space stretches inwards. And eventually you're walking at a rapid pace towards the roof doorway.
Just Greg's just shaking his head, just steady light jog pace just to get there. He's just I hate this so much. It's just not like it. It's not used to it. It's cursed.
Kia, with your passive perception, you start to see shadowy black ink in the corners of some of the gaps in the sort of crystalline structure. Like there's just sort of splatters of ink around the place.
that just seem kind of inert and there.
Well, they're just kind of there, but they stand out because they're sort of stark, inky blackness versus the white crystalline shininess of everything.
Huh, that's weird. It's kind of...
No, it is very weird.
I'm not enjoying this.
No.
It's very, very weird.
No, this is weird, but there's also... You know how everything in here is really shiny and nice and clean? There's bits of ink or something kind of really different.
I'm going to need you to point again because my brain's kind of struggling to
Hold
figure
on,
out...
I'm going to need you guys to stay still. I'm going to come back to you.
Okay.
And then Greg obviously jogs back and the space is just moving way too quickly towards them and gets there and just...
Make a constitution save for me.
Natural 20.
You do not chunder.
Nice.
You throw up in your mouth, but only your mouth.
A natural 20, I'm doing shit.
Okay,
I
okay,
do
I
shit.
apologise.
As you do that, you sort of realise that as you go to the sides, space curves inwards as well. So, keeping to the centre generally makes it seem more normal, but it all seems to curve inwards to a point and then expand outward from it again.
I don't trust that. What were you trying to point us out to, Gear?
There's these weird kind of looks like ink splatters or something in some of the corners in the crystal.
Can we see them?
Yes, you can, now they've been pointed out.
Good spot.
Just another weird thing about this place, I guess.
Yeah. Can I turn my head and just see if they move or change?
Everything is moving and changing as you move your head.
Okay, well, they've been noted, but I think maybe whatever's dirt is in here, it's not killing us. Shall we go through the door?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
You go through the doorway and come round a corner, and you realise now, as your hair dangles downwards, you're on a roof of some kind.
Henry's he's got this deep concern face.
Wait.
He's giving himself forehead wrinkles with how hard he's thinking about this.
So does that mean that gravity changes about at my head height?
What do you mean?
Well, because if we're standing
As you
due
go
to
through the
gravity-
doorway.
Yeah.
So
but
you
if we're still standing, stable due to gravity, but my hair is effectively going straight up from my perspective,
It's
that means my
magic.
hair has gravity taking it the opposite direction to the rest of me.
Yes, the roof seems to be a sort of hexagonal, pentagonal chamber. It's hard to tell. It seems like the number of sides seems to change depending on what angle you're looking at it, depending on what part of the room you're in.
Is there any way out?
You can see that there's a definite clear way out ahead, and as you turn your head to look at the floor, you expect, you see more inky blackness, this time coating the whole area. There's sort of piles of this weird inky stuff there as well.
Can you try and clean a little bit of that?
I can't really get it that far.
Oh,
If you hit something like that and it's fine now, it might not be fine if you've hit it.
And here it seems to be undulating
of course it is.
slightly.
Okay, well let's shuffle on by.
Keep an eye on it.
Yeah, do we do our best to just look, take everything in and go, cool, weird, and then move on with it before it really starts to get to us?
Yeah. If you go to the far right corner of the room, you can make out a doorway in the far left. And if you go to there's the doorway ahead. If you go to the far right, you can see one on the left. If you go to the far left, you can see one on the right.
Bonus levels. We go through the centre door.
Can you go through the centre door?
We're going to be sick.
I thought there's not a way back if we go through one of the other ones.
Also, it's the only one we can see by the time we get to that end.
Yeah.
So you go through this door and suddenly you feel yourself floating slightly. You
Nice.
can kick yourselves off and you see that there's a corridor ahead of you, a short one, to the other side.
Ayuna's making the most of this experience, and doing like flips and like backstroke swimming and stuff.
This is like a big glass tube with only that swirling rainbow energy around you.
Oh, that's weird.
That's cool. Nice.
You push off, you can get to the other side. It's sort of like spacewalking.
I'm like, wee.
And as soon as your feet touch the other side, you land and you're on solid ground. But it's only then, Ayun, as you were going ahead of everyone else,
Yep.
you see tendrils of this inky blackness poking out of the other side. Just on the doorway. They're not moving or anything. They're just sort of undulating slowly.
Now that I can see it up close.
This is like Vanta black. This is like so inky matte black. It seems wholly unnatural.
Just in case you're wondering, Stuart Semple does make a blackest black, which is not just for Anish Kapoor, and in fact cannot be used by Anish Kapoor, and we do not support Vanta Black on this podcast.
Isn't that the blackest black in the world, though?
No, a blackest black has been made.
Oh, that one then. It's like pitch black. There's no
also
light.
can't be used by...
Yeah, anyone who might link it back to Anish Kapoor.
Yeah.
Pigment Wars.
Yeah.
Look
So
it up.
There's only a few of them small around the place. They look like veins almost, just sort of attached to the surface of the temple.
Greg lands down and... I think I'm starting to get used to this a little bit. It's really freaky, but I don't feel as uncomfortable anymore.
You're doing an excellent job. I'm a little bit concerned that every room we go into, we're getting more and more of those.
Ooh. Yeah, they're more resembling actually tentacles, not just sort of...
Yes.
goop.
And at this point, you see little squirming larvae across the floor.
I hate
In a
larvae.
sort of dark purpley colour, just
Ew! And
moving
Greg
backwards.
swashes one.
Thank you for listening to Power Word Roll. If you enjoy the show, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Otherwise, a positive review is the best way to help us out. The best place for those is on iTunes. All our social media at linktree/powerwordroll. That's linktr.ee/powerwordroll. But for now, from Annie, Naomi, Henry and myself, thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, I no longer need to sleep.
Oh, I hate that. I've forgotten.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just need to read your book.
I just sit there, reading, chilling.
Yeah, I think Ayun is like rolled over and facing the back of the cave, trying not to think about it.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, Kira's just kind of sitting upright back, just sort of on the opposite wall to the T-Rex, just sort of leaning against the wall, book propped open on her legs.
And her eyes rolled back.
No, because she's